Okay, so for as inventory, we have to develop a simple web application and render the data from MySQL to the front end using a Node.js server. So we are given a skeleton code in the repository and we have to modify it. And there are some criteria that we need to fulfill. First, the criteria should be we have to change the front end code and back end code from the sample code to display the results of running 10 select statements. Each of them should select from at least two tables and uh, where clause has at least two conditions. So for this reason, the approach should be at first we have to create some tables in the PHP admin. We will access this by running the exam server. So if we go to the test table, there should be a query. So in this query, we can write any creatable statements. So for the demonstration purpose, I have already created some tables. So my point of example was imagine uh, online shopping system. So you will have your customer, your product, your orders, your order details, and payments. So we are working with five tables. So the customers have the customer ID, first name, last name, email. Products have product ID, name, and price. Orders have order ID, customer ID as foreign key, order date and total amount. Order details has the order detail ID, order ID as foreign key, product ID is also a foreign key, and the quantity. And the payment has the payment ID, order ID as a foreign key, payment date, payment method, and payment amount. So we have already stored some data. So if I go to if I go to query window, query window, okay. Select all from customers, then we submit the query, and it will show us all of the customers. So these tables are pre-populated. So if you want to get the exact results, you should insert the data that I have already provided in the sql.txt file. So this should have all of the details. So the main portion should be what are the queries, we have to submit 10 queries for that. And for query 1, let's imagine we are trying to get a list of customers who order laptop on a specific date. So for this reason, we will need to join the orders table and order tables table and the products table, because all of them has some kind of dependencies among each other. For example, here we are joining the orders tables uh, on the customers table. So sorry, for customers tables with the orders tables based on the customer ID. And then we are joining the order table with the order details tables with the order table based on the order ID. And then we are from the order details table, we are joining the product ID with the product ID. So we are getting the product name. So from product name, we'll get the product ID, and from the product ID, we'll get all of the data. We'll get the order ID. So order ID, order details ID. So order details ID will be used for getting the order. Then eventually it will get us the customer's name. So this is how we are writing the query one. So for query two, so okay, so for query 2, we are For example, we are trying to get the list of orders by John Doe, like a specific name and some specific payment method. In this example, we are considering credit card. So we have to like filter using the first name. We could also filter using the last name, but we didn't go in that way. So we are just filtering using the first name and the payment method. So for this query, we needed to join the customers table with the the orders tables, customers table, and the payments table, because from the payments table you will get the order ID, and from the order ID you will get the customer ID, and from customer ID you will get the like all of this data. Okay, so for query 3, so we are trying to get the list of orders by Jane Smith on a specific date. So right now we are like hard coding the date in here, but we can always like replace the date from some input of the user. Like if the user wants to select a particular date, he could do so, but right now for demonstration we are using a particular date. So in this query, we are joining the customers tables, order tables, and order details tables, and also the product table. So from product table, we'll get the product ID, which will be using in the order details table, and the order details ID will be used to get the customer ID from the orders table, and the from orders from the customers tables we are filtering using the first name. Okay, so for query 3, we are trying to get the list of orders made in the month of September, and which particularly has payment more than $1,000. So by this we can figure out like which tables to join. So the total amount spent is on the orders table. So we will need to join the order tables with the customers tables, because we are trying to get the customer name also. So we need to join the customers tables with the orders tables. So right here you can see that we are selecting the order tables and amount from the orders tables and the first name from the customers tables, and we are joining based on the customer ID, and the condition is that where the order date is greater than the 1st of September and the order amount is greater than 1000. Okay, so the query 5 is like the customers who paid via PayPal and paid more than a certain amount. So you will notice that whenever I'm trying to refer to some variables like $1,000, certain amount like 200, etc., etc., this could be eventually replaced by the user input. So which is like out of the scope of this exercise. So I'm just hard coding it. Okay, so for query 5, we are joining the customers tables, order tables, and payments table. So our criteria for condition was we need to filter out the PayPal payment method, and the amount is like 200, and we are getting the first name and last name from the customers table, and we are also showing the payment method. Okay, so for query 6, we are trying to get a list of orders containing smartphones with payment after September 1st, which is basically the month of September. So we need to filter out the payment date, and also with the product name. So we need to join the orders table with the order details tables, and also the product tables with payments table. Okay, so we are joining the order tables with the order details table. Then we are joining the products table with the order details tables, and finally we are joining the payments tables with the order tables to get the order ID. Okay, for query 7, we are trying to get a list of customers with orders above 500 in the month of September. Okay, so the first name and last name will be we will get from the customers table, and the total amount we can gain from the orders table. So the total amount is the 500 is a condition here, and also the order date is a condition here. For query 8, all orders with their corresponding product details where amount spent is more than $100. So basically what we are trying to do is like we are trying to get the order ID and what product it was, like what is order ID 1 has laptop, order ID 2 has smartphone, etc., etc., and how much was ordered in that order. Order ID 1 has two laptops, order ID 2 has one smartphone, kind of like that. So we are getting more than one or more than one order quantity, and we are joining the order tables with the product tables and as well as the orders table. Okay, so for query 9, we are joining we are trying to get a list of customers who ordered multiple products in one order. So what that means is that you will order more than one item in a particular order. Sorry, order. Yeah. So we have to join the customers table with the orders table and the order details table. So here is a nested condition select order ID from order details, group by order ID, having count more than one. So this is a nested query. So this will eventually get us the list of customers who have ordered more than one item. Okay, so for query 10, we are trying to get a list of orders with at least one per product costing over $500. So in this, we will show the order ID, first name and last name. So we have to join the orders table with the customers tables. We will also have to join the products table with the order details table, and the conditions will be like the price and some order date somebody we are only considering the 1st of September or before the 2nd of September. So these are the 10 queries. So we need to integrate these queries into the server code. So if I go to the server code in the backend portion, so here you will see that I have added some basic API endpoints. For example, like list all customers, list all products, list all orders, list all order details, list all payments, etc., etc., etc. So these are this will fetch you all of the data from all of the tables. It will fetch all of the customers, all of the products, all of the orders, etc. And the main portion like the 10 queries begins here. So the API endpoints is like slash query 1, query 2, query 3, query 4, etc., etc., etc. And I have just added like these queries into the server.js file. So basically they are the same, and this will fetch data from these tables right here. So if I also go to the front end code, for example, I just needed to change this app.jsx file. So I had to add like all of these variables to hold the data from these queries. For example, the customers, products, orders, and order details and payments. These variables will have the all of the data from the tables, and query 1, query 2, query 1, query 2 till the end of query 10 will have the results of like all of the custom query that we wrote. And these are the APIs that will eventually call the backend code using the use effect. So this will call all of these endpoints, and after all of the endpoints have returned their results, it will be saved in their corresponding variables. And after that, in the return portion, like what this going to return is like all of the tables, like all of the data in their specific tables. So these tables are like the example tables that were given. So I just modified these codes to like show us the specific data that we are showing. So I have already the backend code running right here. You can see that, and also the front end code running. So, okay, so the front end code is running right here. So if I go to like this tab, this is my the front end code running here. So I have like this is a customers table, products table, orders table, order details table, and payments table. So these are like just showing the foreign keys. So don't worry about that. And these are the results from the query. So the first query was customers who ordered laptops on 1st of September. Then query 2 was ordered by John Doe with a specific payment methods, which is credit card. So these are the results of the query that we have integrated in here. So just to make sure that these results are the same, I'll just copy like query 1 from here and try to run it like in this section right here. Okay, so this will show me the name. Okay, so right here you can see that John Doe laptop 1. And if I go to like the query 2, so let me just replace this with query 2, then submit query. You can see this one 1st of January credit card. So one 1st of sorry, not January, actually September, then credit card. So I guess all of these data are working. So how will you run these projects? It is clearly stated in the README file. So go to the README file and you'll understand how to run this. Basically, you have to install the Node.js and run these codes, and it will automatically run install all of the dependencies and run all of the codes. And if you don't want to like run the front end code, you can just basically visit the front end sorry, you can run the backend code and directly visit these urls. So if I go to like list of customers, copy that, go here. I have already like have it loaded, but I will just write it again. Okay, so you can see that I have all of these customers right here in a ptjson format. I can also like go query 2. Yeah, so you can see that it is giving me the results of query 2 in a JSON format. So this is my submission for essay exercise 3. Thank you.